Okay, so I've been trying to make a second video for like days now, and it's taken days, and I wasn't really sure why I was having such an issue. At first, it just seemed like every time I went to press record to start recording a video, somebody called or just something happened. But I think it was because the last couple of times I tried to record a message, like what I wanted to say both times were basically about the same thing, but I think I was kind of coming from a place not of anger, but of irritation. And so I feel like that meant I needed to change my perception. First video, perception, people. So, and like I had somebody ask me when I said that to them, that, life was all about perception. How good or bad something is basically on, based on your perception. And they were like, well, some things are just what they are. You can't change your perception. What if your child dies? Which, okay, you're being intentionally dark. But even that is something that is still about perception. You know what I mean? Because, you don't know what that child could have been going through. What if your child was, was real sick, or an addict, or whatever. And, of course, losing your child is going to be the worst pain any parent could ever experience. Because Jesus, Lord, somebody help me. Please knock on all the wood and all of the everything, that I never have to experience that. But it's still all in your perception, because, yeah, it hurts you to be here without your baby. But, if your baby was sick, maybe now that your baby doesn't have to hurt anymore, it doesn't feel good for you, but, any real parent is going to be happy that their baby is no longer in pain. So, while that is still going to be a sad thing regardless, because who wants to bury their child? It's dumb. Like, who wants their child unalived? Nobody. For any reason at all. But everything is all about perception. Varying degrees of that silver lining. I've often heard, like, especially lately, I've been hearing a lot that rejection is God's protection. And I didn't get it at first. I got it, but I didn't get it. Like, I understood what they were saying, but it still felt like, no, that's rejection. No, I get it. I get it. And sometimes that rejection hurts a lot, but the pain in the rejection is also sometimes protection. But it's not protection from the current situation, of course, because you're feeling that pain from the current situation. However, it is protection from future situations. Because when something hurts, it kind of locks into your memory breaks a certain way. And you can see that something coming towards you, and you can say, okay, that's painful. I'm not going to do that again. What ends up happening usually is that when that red flag goes off, or that alarm goes off alerting us to the fact that somebody's on that BS, you tend to, like, you'll hear it and you're like, oh, I'm done with that. And then as soon as you go to step to that person or confront them or whatever, when you let them get to talking, of course they're not going to say, oh yeah, I was playing in your face. Yeah, I was fucking around. I wanted to see if I could find out. No, they're not going to say that. They're going to say that you're still not healed from your pain, or you can't say that everybody's going to do the same thing. You can't put me in the same boat as everybody else. And you know what? You're right. No blanket statement is the same for everybody. Like, all of nothing is the same. However, If it looked like a duck, walked like a duck, and it quacked like a duck, boo, that right there is a duck. And just because, like they say, I was told once when I caught somebody in something, I told them that they had a pattern. And they were like, well, this has only happened twice. It takes at least 3 times to be a pattern. No, it doesn't. It might take 3 times for officers to say, okay, that's a serial murder or something like that. But it don't take 3 times for it to be a pattern. It just takes doing the same thing over again is the pattern. The second time is the pattern. It doesn't have to be a third time, because if I'm paying attention, I'm stopping you at the second one. If I gave you a chance to do it again, because depending on what it is, you might not get that second chance. But if I give it to you, you better believe you're not going to get a third. We're not going to keep going back and forth. And I don't understand why it is that people act like they don't understand. My biggest thing, I say often that I don't like people. And it's not that I don't like people. I don't like the human race as a whole. And this is why. It's because most people are hypocrites. People are very, very, very entitled. They're very selfish and self-centered. People feel like they can do and say whatever they want to you. However, you ought not to do anything that might upset them. Nobody cares about how they make everybody else feel, but feels like everybody's supposed to care about how they feel. No, boo-boo. I don't care. I don't care. I don't. You don't care about how I feel, and I don't care about how you feel. And that's just the way the world works. If you are not in my circle, and now, even if you are in my circle, I don't care. Like, I'm no longer going to change myself to make anybody else comfortable. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't know who will hear this. But I really hope, and I manifest, and I put out into the universe that all who need to hear my voice will hear my voice. And that I say all the things that I need to say, and that needs to be heard. But on a whole, people need to understand that if you can't, what you don't put out into the world, you should not be expecting to get back. If you won't do it, you should not open your mouth to ask for it. If you wouldn't rub somebody's feet, why are you asking somebody to rub yours? If you're not going to scratch my back, why are you asking me to scratch yours? Simple as that. If you wouldn't give somebody you didn't know $5, why are you asking somebody you don't know for some money? If you wouldn't let your sister borrow a 20, then why are you asking her for 30? Like, what are you doing? I don't understand. If you wouldn't say yes, then why are you asking the question? If somebody can't call you for a ride, why are you asking for one? If when other people gave you rides, you ain't never have no gas money, why are you asking for some? If you don't like people to cut you off, why don't you use that stick on the side of your motherfucking steering wheel? You know, the one that tells people which way you're going. If you felt the need to jump your ass out into traffic and get in front of me, why are you pressing on your brake? Because if somebody did that to you, you'd be back there screaming and hooping and hollering and ready to run up somebody's ass. So why do you think it's okay for you to do it? If you're driving, or no, if you're walking and you just want to walk your happy ass out in the middle of the street. Now let's think about this. Because if you not paying attention and you get hit by the car, whose fault is it? Because if you're the one that got hit, more than likely you're going to say it's the person who's driving fault because you think they should have been paying attention to you. And the person who's driving is going to say that it's your fault because they feel like you should have been paying attention to them. But the fact of the matter is, it's both of y'all fault because both of y'all should have been paying the fuck attention. How about it? There's too much, I feel, judgment about what the next person is doing in this world. I feel like there would be a lot more peace, a lot more harmony, if not so much minding our own business, but at the end of the day, what you eat don't make me shit. Which means that what you do doesn't affect me. It doesn't. Who you love, who you decide you want to sleep with, who you decide you want to have a family with, all that, what you have under your clothes, what name you want to be called when you get up in the morning, none of that has anything to do with me. Excuse me. So why do I care? Or more, I don't. I don't care. So why do y'all care? Why do we care whether Tom, Dick, Harry, Susie, Kim, Jim, or Bob identify as male, female, a dog, a cat, or a bird? Why do we care? Why is this important? Why is it important who's married to who? I'm sorry, did we specify that going through something with somebody and being with somebody that irritates you day in and day out had to be something that was specifically from male to female? Why? Why does love have to have anything to do with your sexual organs, period? Or the color of your skin, for that matter? Why does any of that matter when it comes to love? When your baby's born, like when you find out that your girl's pregnant, or you find out that you're pregnant and you feel that baby inside you, do you care whether it is a male or a female or what color it is when you start to love that being that is growing inside you? No, you don't. That is what love is. The rest of this shit is conditions, lust maybe, or us reacting to what society said. Oh, I think she's pretty because everybody else thinks she's pretty, and that's what everybody thinks. I think he's sexy because everybody says he's sexy. Because there's so many people that people say are fine, and I'm like, what are y'all looking at? I'm not even going to start that because I don't feel like arguing with people about people that I don't find very attractive. But at the end of the day, it's not about, oh, mind your business, or, oh, you need to change this, or, oh, you need to change that. Because at the end of the day, the changes that need to be made for ourselves or for the world at large. Because at the end of the day, until we start accepting ourselves, we can't accept each other. And until we start accepting each other, we're going to stay at war. Love is truly just love. And it's unconditional. Love is acceptance. Accept yourself and everybody else. It doesn't mean you have to like them. But everybody is entitled to respect. I hope you guys are at least enjoying what I'm saying. I hope it's, I hope it means something to somebody. But it's just my thoughts on what I've been thinking. Peace.